Hey everyone, in this video I'll be showing you how to easily beat Awakened Ludvig in Crimson Desert. We can actually use the boss arena to our advantage there because there's a couple doors we can actually run outside. For some of the large attacks that he does, that's probably going to be the best way to deal with them. Now, one of the worst parts about this fight is the fact that when you get to the second phase, you can't just block his attacks as the lightning's going to go through. Also, the constant frame rate drops are pretty bad, kind of remind me of the crow fight here, but you can actually bonk him with the pillars similar to in the previous fights here, and that's kind of the strategy you want to do for the first phase just because it makes it that much quicker. But one of the other things, you can actually dodge roll towards him and go through these doors here, as I mentioned. So I wouldn't recommend actually shooting at him because he can still hit you from outside there, and there's actually a couple doors that you can move from. But you can see there, that massive attack would have just destroyed me, but it hit the wall there, and it actually makes you invincible to it. So my recommendation is for those large attacks, actually just leave the arena there because they are kind of annoying to deal with. You can dodge through them, and dodging to the side is the way to deal with it. However, you'll likely run out of stamina, and this is a fight that I found my stamina went out often. It's hard to get those perfect dodges to restore your stamina as well, but you want to be dodging to the side and trying to get behind him if at all possible. I found that kind of worked. He is really quick, and like some other humanoid bosses, it does have a good counter here, but I'm using the big bonk stick here, so you can use your Nature's Wrath, and it is short range. Just be mindful of that. I got kind of lucky there, but that was enough to take me into the second phase, where I found it was a lot harder to actually do that attack there. So he'll just jump right into attacking you at the first start of this phase. Watch out, you can kind of see exactly where you got to move from, so I would recommend just trying to get as much space. I was lagging pretty fiercely here, so that was kind of challenging, but I was looking for the doorway because running outside is one of our best ways of dealing with this guy, especially whenever you get to that phase. However, there are enemies outside that can grapple you, which is very annoying, so just be mindful of that. Don't go too far outside. But whenever we get back in here after he's done his big attacks, he goes through phases where he's going to be nuking, and then he goes into more of like a normal humanoid phase. And you can see right there where you can dodge to behind him and actually get a really good counter in on him. I'd also recommend using your punch with the right control stick. That's going to stagger him quite often, as you can see here. And it's really nice just to get some extra chip damage in. He will parry you, though. That's one thing you just got to watch out for, but we can always do the same to him. I did find the parry timing for this fight to be a little more challenging than others, and that's exactly what you don't want to do. Again, those pillars have a very short range, and I completely missed that on him, so don't make the mistake I did. That would have made this fight a whole lot easier, but the Nature's Wrath punching there is just super useful. Again, he was going through his big nuke attack, so I just wanted to get away from that. I was kind of stupid with going in and attacking still, but it worked out in my favor because I was able to actually get quite a few hits in on him. But you can always keep your eye on the door just because sometimes it's just easier to run outside than to deal with his annoying attacks. Honestly, it felt kind of funny, but it was an intended mechanic maybe because it does let you leave through that door. So yeah, I would recommend using it. So it just makes some of the more challenging parts of this fight a lot easier. And then he comes out of that phase where you're going to have an easier time with hitting him. You can tell by how like blue the arena is here, but you can still stagger him and things like that. So the last part of this, he does kind of dodge away and move a lot, which is a little bit frustrating. So it is kind of a game of watching your stamina. Don't attack whenever he has his invincibility on there when he's charging up some of his attacks. And if you need to, the door is right there. So that's how to easily beat Awakened Ludvig in Crimson Desert. If this was useful, hit the subscribe button below.